It's 5:32. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you all for coming. As a reminder, tonight our mission is to encourage everyone to see and be their personal best through successful learning experiences. Become your best. Item 4 is the adoption of the agenda and consent agenda as the order of business, with the identification of items to be taken off the consent agenda for discussion or separate action. Need a motion?
I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
And then we need to consider, I'm sorry, all in favor, say yes?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Now, consider approval of the consent agenda as adopted. Approve the minutes from the October 17th, 2023 Board of Education meeting. Approve the financial report for the period of July 1, 2023 through October 31st, 2023, and approve bills for the period of October 1st, 2023 through October 31st, 2023 in the amount of $2,193,282.91. And as an addendum to the consent, to change the order of our agenda this evening to allow for public participation to occur after we approve this adoption.
I move that we adopt the items considered for on the consent agenda and that we approve the amended agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? All right, and with that, we have moved our public participation as item number 6. So at this time, Katrina, is there someone that would like to come forward and
Yes.
address the board?
Yes, we would like Steve Conto to come forward.
Right up here. Thanks, Steve.
Just good that you can hear me. Thank
Yep.
everyone for having me ahead of time on this. To expedite it a little bit here. My name's Steve Conto, and I'm with the Plymouth American Legion Post 243. I came to you at your last meeting on a proposal that we were going to set forth on 4 plaques of individuals from your alumni classes that were killed in Vietnam and also Iraq freedom. And I'm happy to announce that the plaques came in, and they are now presently on display under east-west hallway here between the auditorium and the gym. They have currently a back blacking in a silver frame. I think the back is going to be changed in the future, but they look wonderful how they're displayed. I want to first of all thank you all for allowing us to do this, that we can remember that. For those that weren't here last time, I'm going to also introduce, I have some very special guests here, as the reason why we wanted to do it at the school, and I included the school activities, as the fact is this was their happy time in their life, their short life that they had with us. They treasured their time at school. Some of them, or one in particular, he was like, as you all know, Chuck, that John was sort of like aloof a little bit to it, but he still had some good memories, I'm sure of it, with his classmates and friends. And that was the main part here, and also a lesson to the students, that they were just like them. They had the same hopes and dreams, and those dreams were cut short and denied them. And that the opportunities they're given today, I asked them to fulfill them in the memories of these fine, outstanding Panthers that we lost so many years ago. And tonight I have some Gold Star families here that I'd like for them to be recognized. First of all, the Thalen family are the 5 sisters of Janice, Donna, Marilyn, Karen, Luann. Could you please stand? And I'm going to have also the whole. I also have the brother of John Gannon, Chuck Gannon. Could you please stand as well? And I have Lauren Earl Biff, Sue's and sister also. These are the Gold Star families, folks. The police are, and remember them and what they gave for our country. And God bless them. Thank you for so much. The plan of this is it may be 50 years and 20 years since they left us. It'll always be just 50 minutes and 20 minutes for them. That will never change. I'd like to read quickly to you. I wrote something. It's called the Plymouth High School Heroes. And what I say is this is the poem I wrote. While the brother walked their halls, then they answered a country's call. In a far-off land that gave their all. Now they're memorialized on our valor wall. So many years have passed by a simple task, and are now honored at last, forever remembered behind a plate of glass. May the ultimate sacrifice they made never for our memories fade, for what they gave can never be repaid. And I'm going to leave one note with you all. This I wrote many years ago, and what started this all is I found the grave sites of all those who were killed in Vietnam. I got it pinned down to the column ruling section. And from that, I started these plaques, this year. I still have 35 more to go. I've made it to 1,185 so far. And there are 27 different states. There's over 1,100 within Wisconsin itself that I have visited and recorded. I go back now and I tend to. But this is what I believe they say to me whenever I visit. I call this, do this for me. If I can no longer stand, walk for me. If I am made silent, speak for me. If I prevented from wanting love for me. If I've given my all, continue giving for me. If I'm no longer here, be there for me. If I've been forgotten, remember me. If I have lost my life, live for me. I want to thank you all for doing this. God bless you in all your work, and God bless our families and classmates of our fall. Thank you.
Is that for, okay. Thank you very much. It's incredible, and the sacrifice the families have made. You should know that we feel it in our hearts, and they will forever be remembered here. So thank you. And for the gentleman there, thank you, sir, for your service, all of you. We appreciate the sacrifice that you have made as well. So again, thank you. And we did move this up in our meeting this evening, so if you'd like to leave, we're okay with that.
Thank you very much.
We won't take it personal. All right. All right. With that, we'll move on. Board and district leadership, strategic planning, legislative update. Dan.
Yes, the month of November being kind of truncated by the holiday season starting off here, we typically do not meet with our legislators this month, and we didn't this month. But just a quick note about some of the things that we're advocating for and continuing to. It's kind of a statewide effort on behalf of public education. Our legislators are hearing from superintendents around the state about simply having transparency around a couple of things related to school vouchers. We are asking that, and they're hearing very clearly from people around the state, that the things like the costs that citizens in communities are paying for this additional schooling system that's been added in through the voucher system are understood and clearly accessible to the citizens so that they know what it costs, and that the data and the playing field that the two systems of education that are being paid for by public tax dollars are on an equal footing. And so those are some of the things we're continuing to advocate for, and I know that that will continue. We just are always advocating that there, it's a political system, and so there usually are two or more sides to many, many different issues, and that we are always advocating that they try to find common ground and that they try to work together on some issues that they can find together to keep moving Wisconsin forward. And there are 80% of students in the state of Wisconsin are educated in public schools, more than 80% still to this time. And it's the most important job that we could do is to educate our next generation, and so that Wisconsin could keep moving forward. And so we want them, even if they're diametrically opposed on issues, to try to find common ground and move forward. So we'll continue to advocate for those things, and that's my report.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Next item of business, approval of our WASB delegate and alternative for the 2024 assembly, which is when? In January? And
You went last year.
who's going to be that delegate?
I think we should nominate Tony since
Well,
he's
we
not here.
could. Tony or Dan, yeah.
Correct. It's one day. It's usually the Wednesday in January, the middle of the month, and I'm fine to go, but again, if you sign up, I think in the fine print last year, if you signed up as a delegate, you could bring along a spouse, so. If somebody is interested in education topics, then you can like shop the whole school convention and all the
It is.
displays and all.
It's
it was
very
a good experience.
interesting and good to go
Right,
to it.
yes.
For me, I usually out seeing the grandkids that time of year.
So it would be the 17th.
Yes, it's,
17?
yeah.
So,
Let's go with 17th, 18th, 19th, but just
The 17th is usually a Wednesday in June.
in one day, because I bring those.
The new proposals.
Yes, the resolutions.
And then,
Yes.
we all go over them, and then that is what then the delegate goes there to vote on.
When do we need to know? When do we have to have the reservation in?
I think by December 15th is when the early bird price.
I can do
Expires.
either at the committee of the whole or the board meeting, we could vote on this.
all right.
If you check your calendars, if anyone else wants to go.
So, yeah, you keep looking at Aaron.
Yes.
In fact, we're all looking at Aaron. I don't know why. I don't know why either. So, do we can wait
We'll
till
wait
the
till
committee of the
next
whole?
And I know Dan was the backup, I think, the last 2 years also.
Oh, he was the backup?
I still think we say Tony and Dan.
Well, we could. They could decide who's going to be the alternate and who's going to, yeah.
Right.
Right. We can wait for the committee of the whole. So we know when it is, and we know we have to make that decision at the committee of the whole then. And we'll tell Tony and Dan they've been nominated, so that's good. All right. Next item of business, we'll move on then. Finance, Buildings, and Grounds, consider gifts and corresponding budget adjustments.
Yes, every month we're very lucky to have a community that has had fundraisers for our school district and does lots of great things for kids, and Plymouth Education Foundation, which is right in the mix of all that too. So thank you for everybody who donates and works hard to help do little extra things for the students in this district. So with that, the first one I'll ask for is a donation of $2,000 from Janie Johanning to be used for the Plymouth High School Band Program. A donation of $1,527.94 from the David Sagal Memorial to be used for Plymouth High School Fine Arts Booster Club. An anonymous donation of 100 tickets for students bought to attend the boys' Notre Dame soccer game, which was in the playoff run. and a donation of an Armstrong flute from Randy and Linda Stutz for the Riverview Middle School Band Program. And then all the adjustments would be made after that was approved.
So I need a motion.
So moved that we accept these generous gifts.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Thank you for those gifts. Moving on, policy. Approve first reading of the Neola Policy Updates, Volume 32, Number 2. Janelle?
As I mentioned last week, early October, Kathy and I, Dan Mella, and Katrina met with our Neola rep, Jean Bourne, and we went through all of the policy updates. We've whittled it down, and in tonight's packet, or on by your seat, your chair, Katrina shared 2 other additional policies that we had other teams review them. So I'll start maybe those 2. There's a new policy on academic honesty. It's policy 5505. That's new to everyone throughout the state. And some of the background on that is that this policy addresses the topic of academic honesty, but also to deal with the impact of emerging technologies that are making engaging in academic dishonesty more accessible, such as artificial intelligence. So the curriculum team reviewed this new policy to address those new issues that might be in the world. And the other policy that was on your desk or table tonight is for 8500. That's regarding food services, and Karen Johnson and her food service team reviewed that and made the recommendations there. Then, as a repeat, the other new policies that we wanted to highlight for you are regarding policy 3139 and 4139 and 5517. Those all have the new Garrity warning disclaimer in it, and there was a sample letter or warning. And again, a reminder that the Garrity warning, it informs an employee that an employee might be required to respond to questions during an investigation internally at the school and answer those questions relating to their conduct that may be used by the district for determining appropriate discipline, but they will not be provided, that information will not be provided to any local law enforcement officials. It's an in-house investigation, and that's what these 3 policies were updated to include, that Garrity warning. And then we've added a new policy, 8121, and that's regarding personal background checks. Again, this is a new policy to us. We have the information in our school handbooks, but if it's not in the policy, we are not legally binding to having the background checks run on anyone that comes in for contracted services, so that's a new piece. And then there's a public records policy, 8310, and we're adopting a policy that all of our records should be retained for a standard of 7 years. Those are the highlighted policies.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve the first reading.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any other discussion or questions for Janelle? Hearing none, all in
Oh,
favor?
sorry.
Okay, go
With the
ahead.
food service one, is this new or is this being adopted?
It's adopted.
Adapted.
It's adapted. It's the red line you were saying,
red
all the
lines,
change
so what
pieces
the
that are recommended by the Neola reps.
Are the green all
The green,
new addition?
the new add-ins, yes. And the strikeouts are in pinkish red.
Is this included in what we have to vote on today, or that's just seeing it right now?
This
I'm
is
sorry.
the This is the first reading. We'll read through them all again next month.
Right,
So-
we'll go through again
Okay,
before
all
we,
right.
Yes.
so you
Carry on,
can,
sorry.
you can take them home
You can
and read them
bring more
for
questions
a
next
third
month, Ken.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay?
are you good? That's fine.
Thank you.
It's good to
And I
ask
can ask Karen
questions.
for more details too if need be. Okay.
Right, all in favor, say yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Thank you, Janelle.
You're
That's- And Kathleen, I know that's a lot of work. And 9 we just did. Board liaison reports, community ed, Sally.
Yes, Community Ed is going to be having at the middle school, lifting for grades 7 and 8. Here at the high school, they'll have a free movie night on November 29th. You do need to register, though. And at the middle school also, there's girls' basketball that will be starting in January and February. Here at the high school, herbal gift making. So these can all be checked out on the school's website under Community Ed via MyRec. And the winter sessions are being finalized, they're not quite there yet. But on December 4th, you'll be able to look at them online, and then the printed copies will come out on December 11th, and people can start signing up for the classes in January, starting December 31st. That's it.
Great. Thank you, Sally.
Yep.
Foundation, that's me. I was not in attendance at the foundation's meeting, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I do know Andrea is stepping down as director. Have they identified someone else? Do you know?
Not yet.
Not yet. So they're still looking, right? So if you're interested, we're looking for someone to direct our foundation. I do know, though, as a member of the mini grant committee, that we are seeing a few grant applications, and we'd like to see more. So please, administrators, encourage your staff to apply. We have the funds, we'd like to give them out, so. And that's, it is Thanksgiving, so if you want to send a little bit of thanks to the foundation, send them a little cash. We'll be sure it goes to good places.
I
so.
know that they also delivered quite a few wish list items at the schools.
That's right, yeah. The wish list, number of items went out this year, so. And with that, we're Family Resource Center. Kathy?
The Family Resource Center continues to work on their corporate spelling bee. It's their big fundraiser. It's going to be on April 18th. They're looking for corporate sponsors, either sponsor a table for nonprofits or to put together their own table and their own spelling bee team. Parents as Teachers program, the infant massage class begins their third session, and they continue with their Biddy Book Club and their BYOB, Bring Your Own Baby. And there's currently, at this time, there's no wait list for the Parents as Teachers program, which is great. Unlike the Literacy Council program, there is a large wait list, and they are looking for tutors for that. So anyone who is interested in tutoring, it's an adult literacy program. And they are also expanding their workplace literacy program. That's the update.
Thank you. Now, item 11, personnel. As you all know, we have been interviewing and evaluating, and I'm happy to say we now have selected a superintendent, Scott Steer, who's here tonight. And we are at that point where we need to approve the contract that you've all seen and we've reviewed. So I need a motion to approve that contract, and that allow myself and Sally to sign it. And then we will begin the work of introducing a new superintendent to our district. So with that, I need a motion to approve the contract that you've all.
I make a motion, we approve the contract for Scott Steer to become the new superintendent starting at the next school year.
And I second that motion.
Is there any discussion? Just so you know, Dan and Tony both have expressed that they're 100% behind this. So all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? So, Scott, welcome.
Thank you.
And if you would, and your wife Judy? Yes. Is that correct? Yes. Well, welcome. Welcome, and come forward if you would. we do have some Plymouth Bling. The two of you can you both. Yeah, there you go. But welcome, and, yeah. And I don't know if you want to say anything other than hello, but go right ahead.
Yeah, real quick, brevity is important, right? My thanks to the board members, my thanks to everybody who took part in the process. Can't thank you enough. Just had a really good, warm feeling from day one. The connection between the district and the community is paramount, and that's so strong here, and I can't wait to be a part of that. Can't wait to start serving our kids, our families, the district, and frankly, the entire community. So thank you for the opportunity. Can't wait.
All right.
I can do the rest.
What's that?
I can do moving on.
Oh, we have to move on. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, I can read this one.
Yeah, because I got to sign this contract.
Yeah, I know.
Is that
You're busy. Go
right? I'm
ahead.
busy.
Right, also, I would also ask that the board would consider the approval of a 100% contract for Carly Lenz to be the Community Education and Recreation Director. So we would need a motion.
I move we accept, or give a contract to Carly Lenz for the Community Ed and Recreation Director.
A second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? All right.
Welcome, Carly.
Welcome, Carly. You can say a few words again.
Scott, we're going to become close friends.
The newbies.
But I'm very excited to step into this role. I've been with media for 6 years, and I'm excited to see what's next. And we have a great team, and I'm excited.
Well, we are too.
We do have some support staff.
Oh, we have support staff? Okay, go ahead.
So I'll give a quick little update on some support staff. No action required here. Sam Schmidt, maintenance electrician for the school district, has submitted his resignation. Sam has been with the district for 7 years. Allison Ardelt, special education aide at Riverview Middle School, has submitted her resignation. Allison has been with the district for 1 year. Jean Trakel, has special education aide for Riverview Middle School, has submitted her resignation. Jean has been with the district for 1 year. And Laura McKinster has been hired as a special education aide at Fairview Elementary School. And again, no action required there.
Yeah, is it just coincidence that we had two special ed aides at Riverview resign at the same time, or is there something else that we need to pay attention to?
No, I don't think they're related at all.
Okay. With that, travel.
Yes, we have a travel request, and that travel request is to consider, and this is actions required on this, to consider the out-of-state travel request from show choir director Carter Krasaniak to take the show choir students to Mount Zion, Illinois for a competition January 19th, 21st, 2024. Students will not miss any days of school. This request is in line with board policies. Expenses will be the responsibility of the students and/or their parents through fundraising.
Okay, we need a motion to accept.
I'd move that we accept the travel request for the show choir.
I second the request.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? All right. Well, I hope they have fun. President's report. You actually said it a little bit earlier, that this is the most important job that we can have. And this evening, we just hired a new superintendent. And with that, there's that reminder that this is the most important job that we all have, to raise our children and to educate them and give them the best chance to become their best. So I thank you all for the work that you've done. I want to thank the entire staff for the great job they do with the most important job. I want the board as a whole we've worked extremely well together, and I want to thank you for that this year. It was a lot of work figuring out who's going to replace this guy, and it was not an easy task at all. So thank you all. Really appreciate it. Scott, thank you. And Judy, thanks for letting him come. We'll play nice. That's what we do. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving and great time with your family. And, you know, the other families that were here, the Gold Star families, they're in our hearts and thoughts. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving. And with that,
Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of things to be grateful for at this time of year and thankful for, and gratitude's very important. I'll first kick it off with just some great accomplishments that our kids have had since our previous meeting. A lot of them, actually. Our National FFA Convention was held in Indianapolis in November 1st through the 4th, and our students went there again, and we have a great showing every single year from our students. This year we sent 14 students, and they competed in 3 different areas. They're called CDEs. And so I'll just kind of go through those 3 areas and what they earned, which is really stellar. So in agriculture, mechanics, and technology, the team consisted of Jake Miller, Brandon Schultz, Jake Binns, and Joseph Mugen. And that team earned a bronze ranking at nationals. This is a huge deal, by the way. So many kids there, and our kids do well every year. And every year, they do well in this CD in particular, the horse evaluation. The team consisted of Holly Kaiser, Lauren Wagner, Danielle Canto, and Shane Hansen. And that team earned a silver ranking at nationals. So congratulations to them again. That team was coached by Cheryl Lunke. I should say that the coach for the Ag, Mechanics, and Tech was Alex Phipps, and former grad as well. And then the other CDE was Nursery and Landscape. Again, thank you to the community. Our Ag Center is front and center with all of this, and so that these kinds of things wouldn't be as well done and able to be as well done without the facilities that the community has provided. So thanks again. And in Nursery Landscape, the team consisted of Jesse Pritzloff, Austin Lau, Trevor Marquardt, and Cole Anderson. And that team earned a silver ranking at nationals, and the team was coached by Caitlin Sibley. So congratulations to them. What a wonderful experience that is every year, and we're well represented in that group. So again, congratulations. Then, on the athletic side of things, cross country, we sent our girls team this year. They overcame a lot of obstacles, and they did finish as a team at 12th with a lot of young runners, and so the future is looking bright for them. We did have one boy make it in individual, and that was Cade Burdick as a young kid, as a young student as well. So bright future in front of him. We had one state diver, Lauren Cantwell, made it to state in diving. And one of the biggies, maybe the biggest, is the boys soccer team took second at state, and congratulations to them. So currently, Little Plymouth, Wisconsin has the state girls champion and the state boys runner-up teams residing in our district. So congratulations to all of them. And we had our presentation earlier, and many of the people that were here are very familiar to the principals. We know them. We've been working with them for years. They've been coming in, and we've been doing a Veterans Day presentation at our schools since I've been here, since before I was here. And it's very important to remember that these things have an impact, and the way that our students are respectful and care about the presentations that are being done, the way our students are involved in the presentations, and in many cases are actively engaged in creating the presentations, is super meaningful. This is just one of many examples of letters that we receive after these kinds of events. And we do them at all our schools, so it's not just at the high school, it's at the elementaries too. And this one was from Stacy Miller. mom of a fourth grader, and she just wrote a letter thanking the people at Horizon for the super wonderful, meaningful presentation on Veterans Day that honored her dad, among others. And her dad is Rick Krieger, and she pointed out that her son's teacher, Andy Arnston, and Mrs. Hoopman, the counselor there, Mrs. Oleg, the secretary there, among many other people, all took a little time to say hey and say thank you for your service, and that her dad was deeply touched by that and felt, truly appreciated, and especially that all those, I mean, Dina was working at elementary school today, and she's tired. Those kids are very energetic.
I'm building my immunity being there.
And it's amazing in those presentations how well and how focused our students are, how well behaved they are and how focused they are when they're seeing those people that served our country, and it's great to see. So thank you again to the veterans, and thank you for the presentation earlier. And again, I'm grateful to everybody that works in the district and all the work they do to help our kids see and be their personal best. And again, I'm very grateful to work with the school board, who is unified in leading forward with a direction for improving our outcomes for our kids and managing crises and problems as they come forward, but you do it in a way as a team. And that is incredibly important to the success of every little individual student that's out there. Because if you're fractured and if you're not unified, and that doesn't mean you don't have debate, but if you're fractured and fighting, that impacts things even down to a little fourth grade student. So thank you for what you do and how you do it especially. And that is my report.
Great. So that brings us to item 16. I need a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
All in favor, say yes? Yes. Well, thank you all for coming, and welcome, Scott.